on WBBJ TV Jackson.
Well, they've got them lined up tonight. By golly, 4 big matches in there. The first one you're going to be taking a look at is a Southern Tag Team Championship match. It'll have Phil Hickerson, the spoiler, going against the team of the Rock and Roll Express, Rick Morton and Robert Gibson. And by golly, I'll tell you what, you've seen what the team of the R&R did against Hickerson and the spoiler on television with 3 straight wins that nobody could believe. And they're coming back to see if they can't prove it in there with the titles at stake. Hello again, everybody. This is Lance Russell. In addition to that, tonight we're going to be seeing the fabulous Jackie Fargo's team with Steve Kern as they go against King Kong Bundy and the Nightmare #1. The other 2 matches on our championship wrestling we'll be telling you about as we get to it, because I can guarantee you when you mention Rich and Gilbert in the same breath and in the same ring, you know what kind of results you're going to get. We've got a big main event that'll be worth talking about, and we'll be back with that opening bout in just a moment. Tag Team Championship action. Rock and Roll Express. Robert Gibson in the ring now, and Rick Morton going against the Southern Tag Champs, the spoiler who just got ripped by his own partner, and an ailing Phil Hickerson who has some rib damage coming into this match. He is taped up. Hickerson and Robert Gibson starting it out. Spoiler on the outside, well, almost on the outside. Rick Morton over in the corner of the R&R. 1 fall, 60-minute time limit. Hickerson and Spoiler defending their titles against the Rock and Roll Express. Some of you may remember a television program, not to go into all the details of it, but the Rock and Roll Express ended up in one day getting 3 victories over Hickerson and the spoiler. Cost Hickerson $1,000. They won the last one by a disqualification, and that's the way Hickerson and the spoiler held on to their titles. It, of course, warranted a title shot. And here it is, the Rock and Roll Express challenging Phil Hickerson and the spoiler. Referee saw that one. He was going in to get Hickerson, and Robert Gibson grabbed him and said, "Hey, let me take care of him." And Jerry Calhoun, the referee, telling him, there's that smile on Hickerson's face. Half the people in the country want to knock it off. It's not that easy to do. But Robert Gibson and Rick Morton both feel like they can do it. Side headlock, Hickerson grabs the hair and jerks Robert down. Referee says, quit the hair pulling. Hickerson with that smile on his face. You know what just crossed my mind, Randy? With Hickerson apparently with rib injury, he may be doing this wide open in front of the ref, deliberately trying to get a quick disqualification or something so that they'll hold the titles and he won't have to wrestle with those ribs injured.
That's a good point, Lance. It's true with Hickerson. You never know what the guy will do. He's a tag team expert, and he's the expert of making his opponent mad and get them distracted. Hickerson is dangerous anytime, and I think more dangerous when he is hurt. I agree with you.
Well, he is certainly a wily one, and Hickerson just took a shot from Robert Gibson. Tell you one thing, Robert Gibson and Rick Morton first teamed together, they were still younger brothers or sons of wrestlers. They are in their own right now, friend. They've been together long enough, have been all around this country, have had some rugged bouts, and have developed the respect of wrestling people all over this country. A couple of tough young men right now, in addition to being very fast and excellent wrestlers. And look at Robert Gibson just punctuating the point that I was making. Rick comes right in. Whoa! And as Robert was going up, he got caught by Hickerson. He flipped him over, bounced over the top rope while the referee was running Rick Morton out of there. Robert hits the concrete. Spoiler being run back from Robert by the referee. Look out for Hickerson. He's on the ring apron. Morton watching him. Rick goes after the spoiler, and that gives Hickerson an opportunity to slam Robert into the ring post, and Hickerson makes him pay for it. As Phil Hickerson and the spoiler doing as they usually do, taking advantage of a situation, working now on Robert Gibson. Robert slammed into the turnbuckle and over the top, down on the floor at the 5-minute mark with 55 to go. Robert looks like his knee has been hurt. Robert came down, I think, on that leg, and his knees hurt. Rick Morton trying to tell him, hey, they threw him over the top rope. That would be a debatable point, and the referee has made the decision. I don't think he really saw the entire thing completely. Robert has hurt that left knee. He slips under the bottom rope to stop the count, and the spoiler goes to work on the leg. He goes after Morton to distract the referee, and now Hickerson slams that knee into the ring post. Hickerson with a chair while the referee trying to separate Morton and the spoiler. He bangs that knee. Gibson just being mangled with that leg. He hurt it when he came off that top rope onto the concrete, and now Hickerson just bending it over the second rope, and Rick Morton kicks him loose, but Robert's leg is hurt. The spoiler takes over. Oh, they would love a disqualification. Down at ringside watching this particular bout. He knows the kind of strategy that Hickerson and the spoiler can use in any kind of match. Count of 1, 2, and that right shoulder just barely came up. Spoiler as leverage. Morton comes in there to try to break that up, and the referee running him out leaves Robert Gibson wide open. Robert Gibson, with that left leg injured, is being rolled into a half crab. He's got it. He could get him a submission right here. The spoiler with a half crab. Rick Morton trying to get Robert. Hold on, and here comes Rick. Hickerson takes over. There wasn't any tag. The referee didn't see it. And Hickerson, with that beef of his, leaning down on that leg. To the corner of the Southern Tag Champs. Hickerson in the spoiler. Step over toe hold. Robert gets the right shoulder up. Standing on that leg as the spoiler come in and dropped with a knee. Dutch, they're not going to let up on that leg, are they?
You see, this is typical way the spoiler and Hickerson, they need to be taught a lesson. They've been running roughshod over a lot of people around here. This is exactly the way they're doing it. They're breaking every rule in the book.
And I'll tell you what, they could put Robert out for a good bit. They are really working on that leg.
See, they know his knee is already hurt. Now they're taking advantage of that knee. But anything can happen in professional wrestling. And one little turnaround can turn this whole match around, brother.
Ooh. Hickerson bounced down with that weight once again. Robert, he can't even stand on the leg. He's trying to get to the crane. He does! He gets Rick Morton. What a tag! Look at Ricky go! Rick pounded on Hickerson. Robert Gibson, he can't even stand up, but he's slugging the spoiler from the canvas while the referee separates that. Uh-oh, now they've got Rick in between the spoiler and Hickerson. Uh-oh, hey, Dutch! Mantell jumps up into the ring, nails the spoiler, puts Morton over top of him. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. New champion. Big action still to go, and by golly, I mean plenty of it right here on Channel 7's Championship Wrestling. Here's a couple of 3 dates coming up next Tuesday, August the 28th, Trenton, Tennessee, at the Gibson County Fair. You can get your tickets in advance and get a free admission to the fair, my friend. Plenty of action in there. Rock and roll will be there. Pop-O-Mania, that's next Tuesday the 28th at Trenton. Friday, August the 31st at Savannah Fair, and then Friday, September the 7th in Blytheville, Arkansas. Okay. How about September the 2nd right there in Jackson, Tennessee at the Coliseum, 8 o'clock at night? What a night of action it is. Next break, we'll give you the entire card. But, brother, I'm going to tell you a couple of them will be a Southern Heavyweight Championship match with Handsome Jimmy against King Kong Bundy. International title, Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert. That's going to be some sparkles. Followed by Jerry Lawler and Rick Rude. But there is also going to be a final 6-man tag match with Valiant, Lawler, and Rich against Bundy, Rude, and Gilbert. Wow, I can see that action coming up now on Sunday the 2nd.
I can hardly wait, Lance. You know, I told Eddie Marlin, anytime, any place I can get my hands on Rick Rude, I want him. I'd wrestle him 8 nights a week if I could, Lance. But you see, Rude, you know how to run. You know how to run real well. Well, in Jackson, Tennessee, brother, I'm going to put an end to your running, and I'm going to put an end to you. Now, you think you're real tough. It takes a real big man to beat the windshield and the hood of a Lincoln Continental in, doesn't it? But we're going to see how big you are when it comes to beating on me, brother, because I don't think you're man enough to put me down. And I know what I'm coming to Jackson for, and that's to put an end to you, Rude, and I'm going to do it.
That Continental won't hit back, but Lawler
Lance,
does.
excuse me. I'd give anything in this world if today was Sunday, but it ain't, Eddie, so you got a few more days. And what I'm talking about, I got 2 shots at you. You look at that eye. You laid it open. You did a good job, but I'm going to get mine back. I got 2 tries right there in Jackson, Tennessee. Handsome Jimmy, Jerry Lawler, and myself in a 6-man, and then you and me in a single, Eddie. So you think about it long and hard, because I ain't never been as mad in my life. Jackson, Tennessee, brother.
Bundy and Rude worked Fargo over in a previous match. Fargo wanted a rematch, and he got Steve Kern, one of his original fabulous ones, with Stan Lane as his partner. Telling him you'll get a better look at it in just a minute. Bundy and Kern tie it up. Look at that Kern go after the big 460-pounder. Jackie Fargo as he distracts the referee. Kern rips him. I think he's got that chain. Now he ducks it. Bundy with the nightmare number 1. Of Rude, because Rude was injured in an earlier match, unable to battle this one. Lance Russell at ringside with a commentary on what is going to just explode all over this building before it's over. I can just feel it coming. Nightmare tangles it up with Kern. Chain, the referee's got it. Nightmare. Backdropped in the center, and Kern waiting on him. Fargo nails the Nightmare down on the floor. Kern over challenging Big Bundy. To big King Kong Bundy. Bundy said, yeah, bring it on, bring it on. Southern heavyweight champ King Kong Bundy telling Calhoun, get out of here, don't tell us what to do. Boy, look at the size of that Bundy. Ooh, he's huge. Full Nelson on Kern. Floor after him. Jackie slips in and wraps Bundy. Kern slings the Nightmare into the ring post. Atomic knee drop. Boy, that's something Jackie Fargo knows about. He's the one that came up with the atomic knee drop and made it popular. Right wrestler's spine, and the Nightmare number 1 is in some kind of pain. Bundy backs Kern up. He just gets that bulk rolling. Fargo grabs the arm, trying to hold him back. Steve Kern drops with an elbow. And the big guy slammed again by Fargo. Uh-oh, Jackie caught with that huge leg. Coming up on 7 minutes now as Bundy's got a hold of Fargo. Bundy turns it over to the Nightmare. Steve Kern comes in. The referee runs him back out, and meanwhile, Bundy and the Nightmare both working on Fargo. Here's Kern again. There's a tag on Kern. Oh, look at Steve go. Takes over. Big atomic knee drop, and down goes the Nightmare. Count of 1, count of 2. He got him! 8 minutes and 1 second. Kern and Fargo the winners, and the battle goes on. Here comes the other Nightmare. While one of them in Hart pounding on Fargo, now it's Hart. A Nightmare and Bundy going after Kern. Here comes Lawler. That'll even the sides up. Jerry's spreading misery. Hit Lawler. He didn't know who it was, but Jackie was tired of being hit. The official winners, Fargo and Kern. The popular tag teams throughout the entire country, Tommy Wildfire Rich and Eddie Gilbert, a couple of guys that have known each other a long, long time. They had falling out, parting of the ways, and my friend, I think you know most of the results that took place from that. This you are going to see is a match that took place in the first official meeting between Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert. Stand back and let's go to the ring. Lance Russell with Randy Hales at ringside. We are looking at the grudge match of the year. Two young men who had been partners and friends for a long time. And here they are facing each other in a bitter grudge bout. Eddie Gilbert just now climbing in the ring from Lexington, Tennessee. Tommy Wildfire Rich, former holder of the NWA World Heavyweight title from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Gilbert with a very quick move. Telling everybody how smart he was with that move. Eddie, you don't have to do that. People can see. Rich with a substantial weight advantage, but Eddie Gilbert grabs him and body slams him. And Eddie doing a little hot dogging. Rich just pulls up that elbow pad and zeroes the gaze in right on Gilbert. A hip toss, and Eddie got him over again. tosses him. Hip toss. And Gilbert hit the floor to get away from Rich. Tripped and fell out on the concrete. Eddie Gilbert in a one-fall 60-minute time limit match. Across the ring, and whoa, Tommy held up and had to hold up as Eddie grabbed onto the ropes and almost fell out on the concrete. In doing it, he regains his balance, and he's saying to the referee, tell him about using that fist. Gilbert hollering, you want me? Here I am. Tommy says, well, come get it, buddy. You're telling everybody you're twice the man I am. I don't think that's a friendly discussion up there. Rich blocks the right hand and then zings him with one of his own. Gilbert reaches in, grabs the leg and dumps Tommy, slams him up against that ring post. Eddie still has a lot of fans here in the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. He's going to work on that knee of Rich's. Leg lock into a toe hold. Spins on it again. Tommy Rich trying to relieve some of the pressure, rolls in with the direction of the leg. You can see him right there. Eddie leaning. Eddie's around 206, 208, giving away some weight to Tommy, but he is in excellent condition. Tommy gets the right shoulder up. Sitting over here hollering at Eddie, hey, use some leverage on the ropes. Yeah, that's typical Hart advice. Tommy says, nope, no way, I'm giving it up. Whoa, and Rich fires Eddie off and into the ring post, but misses. As as he dropped on him. That could have evened it up right there, but Eddie avoided it. Figure 4 leg lock. And with that leg he's already been working on, Rich may have to give this one up whether he likes it or not. Grabs a hold of the ropes, and I think Tommy reversed the pressure on him with Tommy's legs much bigger than Gilbert's. Rich goes under, and boy, a big shoulder. They're both down. 10.5 minutes passed. Jimmy Hart saying, go get him. Goes to the second rope, springs out there, and Rich is gone by the time he reaches the middle of the ring. Gilbert who pushes Rich into the turnbuckle. Eddie right back on top of Tommy Rich. No question on points. Gilbert would have to be ahead, but there's no points involved. Just who is the better man? Rich slammed down by Eddie Gilbert. Eddie back up on the rope. Tommy may move again. He gets out of the way at the last second. Gilbert has been unable to keep Rich down or make him give it up. Big backdrop. Jimmy Hart, and here comes Tommy Rich, and Gilbert slams him with a chair right in the midsection. The referee counting as both of them are outside the ring. It's a count of 8. They've only got 2 for one of them to get back in. There it goes. That's it. Ring the bell. Both of them counted out. The ring. The bout is stopped as neither one of them in the ring at the end of the count of 10. So the match will go as a stop match with no winner. Things happen on Championship Wrestling from year to year, and I think you've seen it from show to show, as a matter of fact, but nothing that was any more shocking than a situation that took place when Rick Rude and Jimmy Hart came out to berate Lawler and what he had done to Angel and so forth. The first thing that we knew, Rude had disappeared and headed out behind curtains in the studio, and then Jimmy Hart said, let's get up in the ring. We went up to the ring, and of course, here was Rude heading directly for the King, Jerry Lawler's car. He had a ball bat in his hand, and brother, what he didn't do to that car really can't be done. Knocked the windshield out, beat the top end, stomped on the hood, and as Lawler was called from the shower and came rushing out of there and to the outside after the car, Rude and Hart took off, jumped in a getaway car driven by King Kong Bundy And, of course, that left Jerry with a lot of ill feelings against those three guys. In addition to that, a car that had at least $1,700 worth of damage on it. Rick Rude, Jerry Lawler met shortly after that in a single match. Let's go to the ring and see what happened.
Well, I guess you could call this payback time. That's certainly what Jerry the King Lawler has in mind. Rick Rude and Jerry Lawler. Rude is the guy that took a ball bat and beat the windshield out of Lawler's Lincoln, bashed in the top, stomped on his hood, and Lawler wants the satisfaction of taking it out of Rude's hide. Jimmy Hart at ringside with Rude, and look at Rude putting his hand out, shaking. Are you crazy? Ah! Lawler blasts him with 3 right hands, and Rude scoots. Telling Rude how to avoid getting hurt by Lawler. If that's the case, I wonder why Hart has got a list of injuries as long as your arm that Lawler has inflicted on him. Well, now he's down to begging. He's on his knees. Lawler grabs him by the hair, bangs him with that right. Again. Gets out into the ring one more time. Jimmy Hart over with Rick Rude. They're walking back toward the back. And a crowd booing. Rude may just give it to Lawler rather than have to face him in the ring. Paul Morton starts the count. He's got a 10 count to get back. Here comes Hart. And Rude. Rude steps in 1 foot and jumps right back out. Keeps sticking his hand out like he says, let's shake hands. Some guy just does $3,000 damage to your car on purpose, and he wants to shake hands. Closest you're going to get to Lawler for as a handshake is a fist right in your face like he's already done. Again, the referee counting. Just looking at him, he's saying, come on, get up, Rude. If Rude thinks that begging is going to make Lawler take it easy on him, he's got another thing coming. Jerry goes in, grabs him, bangs him.
cut away, but we've got more of it, and you want to see how the outcome of this match between Rude and Lawler came out. Back in just a moment. Oh, yeah, we got him right here. We'll be right to him in just a moment with the family. Jimmy, just hold it down. I know you're excited. Tuesday, August the 28th, Trenton, Tennessee, Gibson County Fair. Tickets on sale right now. You get your ticket in advance. You get in the fair free, friend. There's going to be a lot of big action going up there with Rock and Roll Express, Pop-O-Mania, and a bunch of others. Friday, August the 31st, Savannah Fair. And you'll also be looking at Friday, September the 7th in Blytheville, Arkansas. Now, I want to take time to give you the entire Labor Day weekend special. Gentlemen, pardon me, but this is the biggest card I have ever seen coming to the Jackson Coliseum. New Generation with Tojo going against Kurt Von Hess and the Spoiler. Pop-O-Mania against Mantell and Mark Regan. Southern Heavyweight title match. King Kong Bundy facing the Wild Boogeyman, Handsome Jimmy Valiant. Then it'll be an international title match. Eddie Gilbert will be trying to take it away from Tommy Wildfire Rich, Jerry Lawler, and Rick Rude in some kind of a grudge fight, friend. A Southern Tag Team title match with a rock and roll after the titles that the Nightmares now have. And then, listen to this, a six-man tag match with Valiant, Lawler, Rich going against Bundy, Rude, and Gilbert. Jimmy, how big can a night get?
Baby, it can't be any bigger than that. What a super night. Look at this man here. Valiant doesn't have a chance. Look at Rude. He's done beat Lawler's car. He's done beat everything about him. He's done beat him.
Except
Bring
Lawler.
his wife down, Lawler. We're going to beat her, too. Eddie Gilbert, listen, the chance of a lifetime, baby. You prove yourself to us, and I promise you this. We got a spot in the family you'll never forget. What a super night. Can you believe this? Manager of the year. You know, you say, watch Lawler, Rich, and who's his other partner? Jimmy Valiant against Bundy, Rude, and Eddie Gilbert. What have they got, man? Let me tell you what they've got. In our corner, baby, you've got Jimmy Hart, Manager of the Year, with Rude and Bundy and Eddie Gilbert. The super team, baby, the greatest team ever, the greatest family I've ever had in my life. Gilbert, I'm telling you, a chance of a lifetime, kid. You impress us, we impress you, you've got a lifetime membership, baby.
Get your
Rude,
tickets
baby.
this week.
Woo!
Big Continent Hi-Fi. Okay, Lawler and Rude being told to get it on. Hart jumps up on the ring apron again. Lawler has Rude trapped in the corner. Grabs Lawler's leg, and that gives Rude a chance to deck Lawler while Jerry was trying to shake loose from Hart. Oh, Hart saying he was trying to kick me in the face. I was just pushing him off. Rude swung at him so hard he almost fell down himself. Rude still doesn't have it all together. Where Lawler bounced him around. 10 minutes passed, 50 to go. Rude drops with an elbow, then a knee, and Lawler kicks him off before the count of one, really. Fires back a right hand. But Rude was something in his tights, I'm sure. The crowd had been hollering about that a little earlier. Choking Lawler while the referee being distracted by Rude. Oh, I see. Hart had that belt, that red belt around his
Lawler kicks him off and hard. Lawler pops that strap down. Here he goes. 12 minutes into it, Lawler pops the strap down and is really unloading on Rick Rude. He's got him groggy. Here comes the pile driver. That's going to be a disqualification on Lawler. Rude will win it with a disqualification, but brother, he is going to feel this one for the next week. Lawler bangs him down. I didn't catch everything Jerry said. He said, oh, that'll cost him. He's going after Rude again with a pile driver. And Rude is out of it. He may get a bed right beside Angel in the hospital. Paul Martin saying, I've already disqualified you. I'm going to, Jerry, you're in trouble now. But he really doesn't care. He wants Rude. Here come the Nightmares. And Lawler slips out. His heart brought the Nightmares in. Lawler pleased with the work that he did on Rude, and Rude is out of it.
Championship Wrestling program. 4 great matches. We'll have more of it next week. See you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.